Thank you for joining us for Turn the Page with Paige, brought to you by Southwestern Illinois College. I'm your host, Paige Holsey. Parents and grandparents know one of the biggest struggles when it comes to babies and toddlers is sleep. Maybe they don't want to miss out on play, or they don't want to be away from you, or maybe they're just a little scared. Now, there's a new book that can help with those big feelings. In Rosie and the Dream Fairy, a little girl has a big imagination, which can sometimes make her dreams a little frightening. That's when her mom teaches her about the Dream Fairy. And you can learn about it too in author Jamie Heimos' first book. Jamie from St. Louis joins us here in studio. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
And congratulations on your first release.
Thank you so much. And thank you for all your support along the way, too.
Well, it's always fun to be a part of a book journey for someone who's so dedicated and on this mission to help others, which we're going to talk more about. So take us back to the inspiration for your story.
So my daughter was gifted before she was ever born at one of the baby showers that we had, this little doll, and it's a little fairy. And so we always just kind of have created this lore around the fairy and what it brings for her every night in her dreams. So.
Did she struggle with sleep?
Yes.
Sorry, that's like a triggering question for some parents.
It's mostly like the stalling and the I'm thirsty, I'm hungry, I need more snuggles, and not so much bad dreams yet, but we've kind of always just had the Dream Fairy as an extra tool, so she knows that my fairy will protect me.
It's almost like being proactive about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk more about Rosie and the story itself. What happens to the little girl we meet in your book?
So Rosie has a big imagination, and oftentimes with big imaginations, as a play therapist, we also know that, sometimes that comes with bad dreams. So whenever we have bad dreams, we kind of want to manifest this thought of positive dreams. So throughout the story, Rosie kind of uses the tool of her Dream Fairy to help change her dreams into something more positive, something a little silly, and that's with help of her mom. So
certainly inspired by your experience as a mom and your daughter too. And what I love about you creating this book right now in this chapter of your life is that your kids are young enough that you get to share it with them. You get to read it to them. What was that like to show your daughter? I made this because of you, kind of.
Yes. So it's been truly so special. Rose is her middle name, so that's kind of where the name comes from. And she calls this her book, and now we had a kind of a launch party, and that was really special for her too, to be able to share her book with everybody. But the other night when I was reading it to her, she was also reciting the whole story. I didn't even have to read it. She's only 4. So it was really special to be able to recognize that she loves this book so much too, that she can recite it and knows that my Dream Fairy will help me through the night.
She's taken ownership of it.
Oh, for sure.
You mentioned your launch party, which was a great success at Hotspot Social, a fantastic play space here in the St. Louis area. What was it like just to feel that warm reception from the community for your work?
Truly, I felt like I was living somebody else's life. I also just had a baby in June, so he's 4 months old. So I'm like part mom, part author, part play therapist. So it kind of just was so overwhelming with love of just being able to share that with our friends and family and others from the community too, that, have just been so supportive throughout this whole journey. It was incredible.
And I think it also speaks to the other parents, like you get it, you're in the thick of it with them.
Yes.
You heard Jamie allude to this, but her other job, in addition to the 3 others, is author and mom and wife and all the good things. You're a licensed professional counselor and registered play therapist. You're helping families on a daily basis. How has that work influenced this work?
So sleep and anxiety is so, they're so intertwined. And so a lot of times we are having big anxious thoughts right at nighttime, which causes a lot of sleep troubles. And so as I work with kids and I encourage them to, have good mindfulness practices and think positive thoughts before bed, this is another tool. I've used this as an intervention with clients before, and that's been so special to be able to be like, hey, remember that thing that we've talked about before? Look at this. To be able to say this is a tangible tool that you can use and help create positive thoughts before bedtime. Anxiety is so prevalent right now in kids. So
Another mom here, we laugh that, all day long we'll ask our kids, how was your day? What happened at school? And you get like, fine, nothing. And then come bedtime, it all comes out.
Absolutely. Yep.
Like we've had 4 hours to talk about this. Why right now?
Yes, yeah.
You also have a wonderful activity within this book that can help kids. Tell us about that.
Yes. So instead of doing a plushie or something like that, because I don't know about your kids, but we have like 75 stuffed animals in bed with us.
Yes.
So an activity that we've kind of come up with this book is creating your own little popsicle stick fairy. And so that can be on your door handle to protect your dreams. We have friends that have taped theirs above their kids' beds. And so that's a special little activity that there's instructions about it in the book. And so that's something that you guys can do with your kids too.
I'm looking forward to doing that today when I get home with the boys. So love that. Yeah. Before you go, Jamie, can you recommend another book from another author illustrator?
Absolutely. I think one that definitely is a fan favorite in our house is Sleepy Sheepy by Lucy Cummins. It's just a silly book, especially with that sleep struggle. It's like, I'm not tired, but yeah, you are. It's just a silly, fun book that we love in our house.
A great recommendation. Can't wait to check it out.
Yes,
Thanks again. Congratulations on your great book.
Thank you so much.
And thank you at home for joining us today as well. We'll see you again here soon for another episode of Turn the Page with Paige.